decided I'm gonna try to like do walking videos, right? So I have like my notebook with me and everything, and I'm gonna start talking like topics. And the one topic that I have for today is why honesty and non-repression is so serious for society, right? Again, that is why honesty and non-repression is so serious for society. So the first point I have is one, honesty and the scapegoat, right? So in this society, unfortunately, yes, as a kid they tell you, yeah, you gotta be truthful. If you're truthful, everything will fall into place for you. You have a good life, right? Everybody as an adult knows that shit's a lie, right? So, unfortunately, in this society, if there is a structure that is running too smoothly off of a lie, the person who tells the truth ends up becoming the scapegoat, right? So it could be whether that's a family setting, in a friendship group, at a job, even at a world meeting. Like, even a country can be the scapegoat for the fallback of society, right? So when it comes to people telling the truth, the the person telling the truth usually becomes a scapegoat. They become the bad guy, um, and the scapegoat gets smear campaigned, meaning that everyone that runs across them and the person that's trying to take them down will hear a terrible story about them, and everyone believes it, right? So the topic was why honesty and non-repression is so serious for society. But yeah, we as a society need to do better with honesty. There has been some terrible things that have been allowed to happen in society because of people trying to keep a lie alive or keep their false reality alive, in order to, most of the time it's in order to extort or profit off of someone, right? So there's that part, right? And the second point I'm going to come to is shame and repression, right? So in this society, we are taught that we have to look a certain way, we have to act a certain way, dress a certain way, think a certain way. And if you don't adhere to that, depending on which part of society you're coming from, if you don't adhere to those rules, you will be shamed. Whether that's by your immediate community, your family, your job, partnership, romantic, whatever, right? So, unfortunately, I put the first bullet as honesty and a scapegoat. Second bullet as shame and repression, right? So this society is so run off of being repressed in certain ways, and if you don't repress that way, you will get shamed. Hello. So I'm gonna tie that into honesty really quickly, right? So because we live in a society that suppresses us and shames us, when you're honest about that suppression, it can go full circle with that shame, right? So unfortunately, some people are so repressed that they begin to lie about what they want, and that manifests in dark subconscious ways, right? Either manifests in dark subconscious ways, or it completely changes their personality to where the thing that they're trying to run from, that they're repressing about themselves, they could end up hurting somebody because they're repressing it so hard, right? I think about that with like sexual orientation, religion, all those type of things, right? So we've taught a society that we have to lie to keep structures alive, and we also taught society that you have to repress yourself and you can't be uninhibited or you will be shamed. In certain things, that is perfectly okay to be shamed, because there are certain things you should be shamed for. Like, if you have the urge, of course, if you have the urge to seriously injure somebody, you shouldn't do it. But if you repress the urge to then seriously injure somebody, you should be shamed and you will be punished. So there's certain things, but I'm talking about like certain things that we don't necessarily have to repress, but because it doesn't look good for society, we do. That's what I'm talking about. And it always manifests in maladaptive ways, right? Okay, and now that I covered honesty and the scapegoat and shame and repression, the third point I put is society will attack those not willing to conform to repression or the lies of whatever structure you're in, right? So you will be attacked. That goes back into the shame. Not only will people shame you, but you could become alienated. Unfortunately, if you don't adhere by those things, shamed and alienation. All right, so like I said before, I wrote it down. I'm sitting here following my notes. A certain level of shame is healthy, but if it gives you anxiety or represses your ability to express emotions, then it's most likely toxic and a form of gaslighting. I'll say that again for the motherfuckers in the back, right? A certain level of shame is healthy, but if it gives you anxiety or represses your ability to express yourself emotionally or intellectually, express yourself in any way, then it is most likely toxic and a form of gaslighting. I know that was extra, but I feel like I had to go there with it, right? So the whole point of this video is don't let somebody scapegoat, harass, or shame you from your truth. You know what you like. You know what you love. It doesn't matter if somebody else doesn't like it, if somebody else doesn't love it. If you love it and it helps you thrive in your life and you feel like it's healthy for you, who gives a shit what anybody else is saying about the thing that you want to do that you're being honest about, right? But like I said, it depends on what it is. I think we're all rational enough to know when somebody should be shamed for something. And then, like, I feel like people should just be honest all the time. Like, I can understand there's going to be the people like, but what if you got to protect somebody's feelings and you can't tell them the truth, blah, 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 blah. All right? My thing is, sometimes you might have to omit information. You could be like, listen, there's something that you need to know, but it might be something someone needs to know, but it's not best coming from you. So you should keep your mouth shut. Like, that sort of thing. That's okay when it's like, okay, maybe you shouldn't tell them the full truth because this shouldn't come from you because it's just going to make the situation worse, right? That's like one of the exceptions to the rule. So, now that I got that out the way, people in society, I feel like we need to learn how to be more honest with each other. And we need to learn not to repress our desires. Those are some of the biggest issues in society: the suppression of desire and the lies of whatever structure you're existing in. And with that being said, I'm off this. I'm about to go get me some iced coffee. Bye. Deuces. Peace.